What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I have Joseph Marini. We've been working together for about a year now, isn't that right, Joseph? And he made a pretty incredible transformation. He lost a full 45 pounds. I'm going to be pulling up some pictures of his transformation here so I can kind of show you guys what it looked like. But Joe, if you could, I'd love to just start off by kind of walk us through where you were when you first came to me. Like, what were you doing for work? What headspace were you in, and why did you decide to come to work with me in the first place?
So at that time, I was a police officer. I'd been on the force for a couple of years, and headspace wise, I was just always in a routine of, going to work and go to the gym. And, I was able to meal prep. I was counting my macros, but I feel like I was never able to reach my full potential. And I wanted to challenge myself. And I'd have been inspiring to step on stage. And the reason I had gone to you for coaching is because I'd seen you compete in one of your recent shows last year. And I was like, you know what? This guy has a lot of good potential. Your background in being a Christian man with a lot of self-development and improvement things really attracted me, and that's why I started reaching out to you.
Great. I love it. So you were working as a cop and you were really just wanting to push yourself to the limits to like pretty much find out what you were made of. It
Exactly.
sounds like, and we definitely pulled that off for sure. I'll go ahead and share my screen here. But as you can see, these transformation photos are pretty mind-blowing, man. Going all the way from 200 pounds to I'd put you right around the 6.5, 7% body fat range. We were really, really pushing the conditioning there at the end. You can see the striations and the side of the leg. I mean, just the vascularity here is crazy. When it comes to your mindset, like how have things changed after doing a bodybuilding prep and taking things this far? Like, what would you say that it helped you out with?
It really showed me that we have a lot of potential in us, and that when you set yourself on a goal, you can really achieve it when you really like dig your heels in and put in the work. I mean, it's really you out there. This sport has really taught me like to value yourself, and you are full of so much potential that if you were just to put in the time and the effort, you'd get the result. And I did. I mean, the proof is in the pudding right there.
Yeah. Have you noticed the mental resilience that you gain from competing and fully locking in? Have you noticed that impact the other areas of your life?
100%. This past June, I actually got water baptized and gave my life to Christ as a Christian. I was originally born Catholic, but that really attributed to that because I was really focused on personal development, and all your teachings really led me back to being more spiritual too. And then with
Wow.
of just the bodybuilding prep, I was able to just impact, many different people in my life, even the people at that church too. I was like so emphasized on prep and everything like that. I was giving them, a lot of value, looking at food as fuel and not just something to like stuff your face with. So,
Mhm.
uh,
How did it feel to be so set apart in society and to almost feel like you're fighting against the grain in so many of these different areas? Like you're not eating the things that you want to eat, you're not satisfying like your fleshly desires, you're dying to yourself every single day, making sacrifices. Did you ever feel left out? And if you did feel left out, like, was it worth it? Was the sacrifice worth it?
ultimately, I feel like I was always like set apart from a lot of people. I grew up in my entire family as a middle child, so I was always too young to hang out with the older kids or too old to hang out with younger kids. But with that being said, I was set apart from people just because of how I was dieting down and stuff like that. And I was okay with it because if I'm the only one that's taking the risk and taking the chance of bettering myself and looking different, eating the food that no one wants to eat and sticking to the plan, so be it. So I was fine with that. I mean, people are like, "Oh, I could never do that." I'm like, "You can. You just don't have the work ethic to do it."
Hmm. Did you ever have to really sacrifice something like during a get together or a certain occasion that you can remember where you had to stay locked in during that period and you really felt that isolation where, hey, I'm on my own path now compared to what everybody else is doing?
Yeah, actually, every second and fourth Friday, we have a young adults group that we do Bible study at my church, and they have pizza every time I go. So I'm over here with my huge lunch bag, Tupperware containers, all prepped up. So I was always like, "Oh, what does he got tonight?" And I'm like, "Chicken and rice, or beef and rice, or any other combination, or something like that." And then one other time, I think I had like a family barbecue. So I like made this very specific meal to kind of correlate to the barbecue, like eggs, ground beef, and broccoli. It was like super low in
Uh-huh.
cal, especially during our time in prep, but I made it work.
Gotcha. I see. Yeah, it takes a lot of sacrifice. And isn't it interesting in those work settings how I run into this a lot with the guys that I coach where they'll find that as they start going against the grain, people have no problem commenting on like the things that you're eating and the things that you're doing and saying, "Oh, he's taking his diet seriously. He's trying to get some abs." But
Mhm.
it's very, very frowned upon to point it out in somebody else's nutrition that they're not taking things seriously. You know what I'm saying? And saying, "Hey, you've eaten pizza every day for the past like 3 weeks in a row and like you're eating all of these things, you're constantly feeling like you're low energy. It's pretty crazy how much I think people see that dedication as you continue to live it out. And so it ministers to them in a way, hopefully. But at the same time, a lot of people will feel threatened by it and almost want to like accuse you and kind of come after you for, for deciding that you really want to push yourself. Because I think so many people are so ingrained into mediocrity that they're stuck there. And then when they see somebody who's going out of their way to really challenge themselves to become something more, they sort of look in the mirror and they see their own inadequacies sort of reflected back at them. And they realize, wow, I'm leaving so much more on the table. I could be so much more. I could look so much better than I do now. Have you noticed that play out in your interactions?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people have asked me, even before the show ended, and I went on the reverse side, I was like, "Oh, when are you gonna eat normal again?" I'm
Yeah.
like, it's just, I don't know.
Normal, like donuts and pizza again, like
Yeah.
right back to square one.
But just to be said that people are always gonna have an opinion no matter what. So you can just do what you want, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's a marathon or whatnot. Someone's gonna have something to say, but as long as you're loving it and you're enjoying the process, so be it. Let them
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And you develop a lot of, mental toughness just putting yourself through this, and it gives you a sort of craving to continue to push further. So what exactly are you doing now? Like where are you diverting your energy to in order to focus and continue to be productive and continue to make your life better, with the principles that you've learned so far?
So right now in my life, so I was a cop, like I said before, and now I transitioned over to online coaching. This has taught me that I have such a love for fitness and bodybuilding, and I want to transform people's lives just like you did for me. And I'm working with some clients right now and putting a lot of emphasis into growing my business and, especially well, similar to you and just aspiring to be a better version of myself every day. And then in the gym, just trying to gain that strength back. I mean, I'm kind of starting over again, but I see it as a revival that I get to be
Hmm.
humble in this process and I get to build it back up even better before because I'm not starting from zero. I'm starting with experience.
Yeah. So you went from a cop to now you're an entrepreneur. You're kind of running your own business, and you're already doing well with it, which is fantastic. Where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? Like when it comes to continuing the theme of pushing yourself physically, but also pushing yourself mentally? Are you going to continue to seek out challenges? How are you going to hold yourself accountable to continue to move in this awesome direction that you've started to move towards?
I'm definitely going to compete again for sure. I'm going to use next year or maybe even a little bit more just to add on more size. I got feedback from the judges on what to improve on, and maybe even other challenges of maybe doing a high rocks or something along those
Hmm,
lines. Just something that's going to push the barrier, maybe even like a tough mudder, something like that. Things that
gotcha.
are to push me beyond my comfort zone because we need to always be doing something that is going to be challenging and putting us in an uncomfortable situation because that's how we grow.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that side of things. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with everybody that you like really learned during this process? Like clearly you saw a massive amount of spiritual growth. Clearly you saw some great physical growth as well. You achieved like a pinnacle, like a top percentage male physique. I guess one thing that kind of comes to mind as I'm saying this is, did you notice that people started to like treat you differently um, when you entered a room? Like, have you noticed your confidence make a substantial change as well?
Yeah, definitely. I pretty well just that guy. When I walked in, everyone could see I was super lean. Like when I was wearing clothes that were tight on me, they were like, "Wow, like you got pretty fit or whatnot." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's just how it is. Like I'm putting in the work. You guys could do it." But I was that guy. Everyone like would dap me up and stuff like that when I come to church or just at any event. So it was definitely fun to see that. Like people definitely treat you differently, and you'll be that guy or whatever at that point when you walk into a room. So it's
Yeah.
definitely something I stress enough that if you haven't gone through a transformation like this, then I highly recommend it, whether it be bodybuilding or just general fat loss or muscle gain.
Yeah. Yep. I think that the confidence that comes from transforming your physical is one of the most powerful things ever because we are humans that are based around like acting on our feelings. And most people act on their feelings. Like, we try to be as rational as possible, especially us as guys who are constantly trying to push ourselves and we understand how important that is. We try to be as rational as possible. But other people treat other people based off of a perceived value of their worth. And when you show up and you clearly put work into yourself, like you put that work into your body, you clearly respect yourself, you're in shape, you know how to speak. It's one of the biggest things that I've noticed about you since we started working together is just how much better you've gotten at talking, at speaking the words that are coming into your head, at portraying yourself in this position of like leadership and confidence. People are bound to start treating you differently. Like more opportunities are going to open up, whether that's like in the relationship side of things or just with friends. People tend to respect you more because they understand that you respect yourself. And I really, really love to see, that you're headed in this great direction in terms of your life choices right now and how you're pursuing what you really want to pursue. And that you're using these gifts and abilities that God has given you to continue to make progress on those fronts. And that's great. You also have joined Empire Blueprint recently, which is the business that I run with Dylan O'Brien, where we scale online fitness coaches and help them become profitable and help them post really good quality content on social media. And you've been seeing great results in that. I'm excited to get to the point where you're making six figures, where you've passed the amount of money that you were making as a cop just through fitness coaching alone, being able to do something that you love that's not taking such a toll on your mind and on your body, that's not, destroying those things but like giving you a small paycheck, something that's actually allowing you to impact more people on a wider scale and really change their lives for the better. Like you're on a great path, which is really really cool to see. And so we're obviously going to be in touch as the coming months go on. And I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of how you continue to use this sort of starting point to launch into a better life and into a better career. Anything else that you would like to share just with people about the overall experience working with me, the overall experience cutting down in body fat, the mental toughness that you had to develop during the time?
I would say that also being inside the group chat with all the guys, seeing a lot of
Hmm.
people struggling with the same situations, or just having that camaraderie really helped me, especially during these tough times. And that like
Hmm.
we're able to get that extra to keep moving forward because you had someone struggling alongside you and in the same
For
situation.
sure. That's a really, really good point. Yeah, the group chat, the community that I've created, it's a good time for sure. It gets kind of crazy in there, but it's good to have that brotherhood,
Mhm.
So when you're really, really feeling an urge, you're really, really feeling a craving, you have somewhere you can go to kind of like tell people, hey guys, I need help with this right now. Like because other guys are going through it as well. And it's great to have that environment where people are continuing to push themselves. Because I'm not sure if you've noticed, but when you surround yourself with lazy people, you yourself become lazy. You spiral. You go backwards so fast when the people around you are bringing you down. Like you will crash so hard. Even if you're a motivated person, even if you're a hardworking person, you will find yourself suffocated when you surround yourself with losers, like people who aren't trying to be better, people who aren't trying to push themselves to become more confident, and who are really trying to die to themselves every single day. Like, I really just want to get that point across. It takes so much sacrifice, it takes so much work, and nobody is going to know just how much work you put in to achieve this transformation, Joseph. Like that is one thing that I really, really love about bodybuilding is the fact that you went through things in the dark that other people are not going to see. Like I'm not even going to see them as your coach when you were so incredibly hungry, you're so incredibly tempted, but you decided to stick to the goal because you had set this goal for yourself. Like there's something so beautiful in fulfilling those promises that you've made to yourself and solidifying them. And that's what gives you that confidence. That's what gives you that aura when you walk into that room. That's what allows other people to treat you better, is because in those times when nobody was watching, you kept those promises to yourself. And you decided, hey, even though I feel like cracking right now and nobody else is watching, I could get away with this. I'm not going to. So I think that's really, really powerful. And one of the reasons why you were able to absolutely crush it inside of this program, man. So I hope that you've really enjoyed the process, me taking you through the steps. You can clearly see the mind, the body, and the soul, the changes throughout our time working together. And I'm excited to see you step on stage in the future, and I'm excited to see how things go with your business and overall in your life as you continue to progress through this. So thank you very much for jumping on here, Joseph. It means a lot to me, man. And I'll stay in touch.
Yeah, definitely.